there, and action will be absolutely insanely fun. What we're doing right now, as you're looking across there, they just high carded, found the button. We're going to look at a few minutes because the cards just went live. We've got a wonderful table full of players. Sitting in seat number one, Mr. Zubia. And all players, with the exception of one, started with $300. One player started with $210. So Mr. Zubia is going to be sitting in seat one. Seat number two, Corey. Seat three, David. Seat four, Mr. Moyer himself. Seat five, are you ready? Let's go Cole. Team Cole in the house. Seat number six, Mr. Mike. Seat number seven, Jesse. He likes to go by JC. Seat number 8 is Mr. Brad Logan. A lot of you knew him as the hot dog man here in Midland. And then the final seat left it open for the one and only Basil Pokerface. As you can see him right there, he's got ace 8 suited. Moyer picks up king, queen, Cole, queen, jack. It's gone. And Mr. David sitting in seat number 3 picks up the 32, and he's actually the only one with a pair, but Moyer follows right behind him, bets $10, and Moyer calls with the 2 overcards, as does Cole. And Pokerman Superface says, I'm going to fish along, see if I can get a 6 or a 4, something with a little bit of draw action, and a 6 does come out, but the heart is a scare card. The only one holding the heart is Mr. Cole. Welcome in. Thanks for joining into the room. By the room, I mean KoJack's Live. We truly appreciate everybody coming out tonight. And Cole seemed like he knew it from the get-go. He knew it was going to go runner, runner, hearts. So hand number 1 is in the books, but it's not done yet. Cole throws out a little bit of a bet. The only problem is David picked up 2 pair with that deuce on the river, but the heart makes it difficult to do any calling. Basil does let it go. And Cole does pick it up, no calls, and Cole is plus $63 at this point. It's always fun to win. Love seeing Cole out here, and let's flip it around right here. Team Cole in the house. And his mama sent a beautiful note a couple weeks ago and said hi, gave us some beautiful memorabilia, some awesome hats, and we have them hanging up in our live stream room as we speak. So cards go around the table. We're on hand number 2, but while we're doing that, let's go ahead. Monday at 3 p.m. So over at the action, Mike, sitting in seat number 7, picks up a pair of 5s. Moyer king 8, no good. David does lead out with Fiddleen, Basil's favorite bet, and it is called. So we are heads up going to the turn. A deuce on the turn gives no help to either player except for the 4s. A 3 will complete the straight, so Mike leads out, bets $25 with his pair, or sorry, David bets $25 with his pair of 4s, and it looks like Mike's going to go ahead and let her go, sitting there looking mighty mysterious with those shades on. I like that. And the button does move around. Also, during the shuffle, I want to let you And it is go time. Poker face down there with the 93 suited. He's not going to get far off his game. He's got that KoJack's logo on his hat. We appreciate you, Basil. Zubia likes his queen 8 suited. He's going to raise her up. It looks like maybe to $12. I saw the 2 reds, but did not see the other colors. Cole looks down at a beautiful 10-9 suited and makes a call along with Mike, setting in seat number 6. Jesse's going to let it go, so it looks like we're going to have 3 players to the flop, queen 8, 10-9, and queen jack. Everybody kind of connected right there in the middle, and just like that, flop comes out jack 9-7. Cole picks up middle pair with a draw to the 8. Zubia picks up the gut shot to the 10, and Mike picks up top pair, and he leads out with $20. Zubia is going to make the call, wearing that Dodgers hat. So if you're in the chat tonight, who do you have? You have the Celtics or do you have the Mavericks? Let me know who you're rooting for. Turn card comes as 6 of diamonds. The only diamond is in Mike's hand. And Mike says, I got a big diamond, plus I've got top pair. We're going to raise up the antes a little bit. It is now $40 to make the call. Caleb's going to jump on right behind. Now he's got the double gutter. A 5 or a 10 makes his straight. 10 makes the queen high. 5 makes the 9 high. And the jack on the river is a jack of clubs. And that solidifies the check mark next to Mike's hand. And he is reaching for chips. And he throws a stack over. Looks to be 45 or 50. 50 is the bet. And unfortunately, Zubia has no pair. He's only got bluff in equity, but it's going to be hard if he knows if his opponent has the jack, he cannot push them off that. So cards are gone. So once again, that. And cards are in the air. Corey Scrappy sitting in seat number 2, hasn't gotten much. Zubia makes the call. David makes the call. Mike can't. Poker face. Superman is going to make the call. Oh, Cole's going to raise it up, getting a little feisty here early. $16 with a 10-7 offsuit. Brad Logan, Mr. Hot Dog Man, he's going to make that call 16 with a beautiful KoJack branded hand. Flop comes out ace of spades, 5 of spades, deuce of hearts, and David picks up a great flush draw there. Nobody else with a whole lot of action with the exception of Zubia. He flips top pair with a gut shot to the wheel, and he's going to lead out and bet 30. Pot's already sitting at $67. David is going to make the call with a drawing hand. He's looking more along the lines of something like a 4 on the turn or a 3 on the turn or a spade on the turn. So we're now going to be heads up, $127 in the pot. Another deuce increases Zubia's lead. He's now 82% favored in this hand. And now David is down to only spades. There's 8 spades out there. 5 of them are still in play. Your 9, your 7, and your 3 of spades are out of play. So he's setting right around 18% to win this hand. Caleb ups the bet, 120 sitting in the pot. He bets 1/3 pot with $40. And 167 is now inside the pot. So equity-wise, David's looking good. $40 to win $207. I'm going to make that call all day long with, he thinks 8 outs, but only 5 outs setting legitly. And the river card is an ace of hearts. That's not too much of a scare card because that's a boat for Zubia. So he pretty much knows that unless somebody has ace 5 or pocket deuces, or ace 5 or pocket deuces, he has won the hand and he leads out. David does let her go, and just like that, Zubia is up. Zubia's up. Just kidding, $49. Mike sitting in seat number seven's up $83, and Cole is up $14. Right now, David is your big dog down. The KoJack's big dog down, $75 down, but the night is still young and the action is still out there. Once again, what you're tuning into is the egg. I'm sitting right here. If you're scared, it's time to do it. First, under the gun, Caleb looks down at a suited KoJack, and Corey right behind him with 4-3 suited. I can see Corey having some fun with this. They don't call him Scrappy for nothing. The only bad thing about Corey, him wearing that New England Patriots jersey, I didn't even know they were still in the NFL. So if you're tuning in and you are a sports fan tonight, who do you have? Who do you have picked? Are the Celtics going to win? Are the Mavericks going to win? I know who I want to win. I got some big Luka cards. I would like to see him take it down. But the wifey, she is a Celtics fan, so I'm kind of torn in between that. Starts at 7:30 p.m. We got it up on all the TVs out here as soon as it starts. If you're ready to play and watch some beautiful NBA Finals, let's get it on. Tonight's the night. So we got 5 players in the hand. Flop comes out Queen 5-7. 2 hearts. Zubia's got big hearts in his hand. Corey's fishing for a 6. He's going to let it go. Cole's got middle pair, same hand exactly as Jesse. They both got a pair of 5s. Cole makes the $20 call. Caleb's betting on the hearts and the overcalls, but JC does let it go. Poker Man, I wonder if he's going to make the call. Usually you think he's a little tight, but I think he's a little loose, and he does make the call. Luckily for him, nobody has the queen. 3 players to the turn, and the turn comes out a 9 of clubs. No help for Zubia, a little more of a help for Cole. Gives him the 8. Basil's holding 2 of them, but gives him the 8 for a straight. And Caleb's Basil, poker face, checks, and action moves over to Mr. Zubia, and he pulls out a fresh stack. Looks like 45. Colt for, nope, it's 50. $50 the action. What's up, Casey? Team Cole jumping in the house, and just like that, Cole snaps that call. You see how fast that goes? Now Basil, if he thought his 8 was good on the flop, you've got to still think your 8's good, especially when you pick up a gutter to a 6 to a 9 high straight. He still got to think that that's good, but he does not. He does let it go. That's a little bit of a snug fold there. So we're heads up. Zubia looking for a heart, a jack, or a king, and the river card was a 9. Basil's going to hate it when he sees the cards flip over if he does. However, Zubia's bet every single street of it. Raise pre-flop, bet on the flop, bet on the turn. River card was no help to him. And he's pulling out double fist and 2 stacks of chips. Oh, that other stack was just a side track. And he's going to lead out with it looks like $70-ish, and pot's sitting right about 200. And Cole snaps it. Team Cole for the win on this hand. And he's going to see that his 5 is good. And you can see Basil's face in the bottom corner. Basil saying, "Poker's so sick, dog. I had an 8 right there." And Basil, you are right. You should have made that call. You would have won that hand, and that $361 would have been yours. But instead, Team Cole taking down the house, and now Team Cole is up. They are already up big. It is going to be an exciting night. When Cole gets chips, it is always a fun game. So Cole's now $220 in the positive. Team Cole looking good for the fresh start. I love Cole. Good luck, obviously. Yes, Casey, we know. Big smiles here. And he should have worn his Team Cole hat, but he's wearing a Oklahoma hat. I guess we'll excuse him for the Oklahoma hat. And you know why Texas doesn't fall in the ocean, right? Because everybody knows Oklahoma sucks. I'm just kidding. I had to get one Oklahoma joke in there. Most of our chat is always Team Cole, and they're all Okies, and we love them all. Boomer Sooner, what? I am Team UT, so we do have that disagreement going, but I still love you. Thanks for tuning in tonight. But we will have some fun in the SEC this year, won't we, Casey? Two of the greatest Big 12 teams heading over to the SEC, and we're going to wreck some house. But what is this? We've got raised to $25. from Zubia, who just missed out on the hearts. He picks up ace 4 suited, and it's going to once again, and Cole's got the hearts this time. So it is three-way action. 2 suited cards and a 10-9 flop comes out King Jack. That's exactly what Caleb was looking for last hand. We call that flop lag, and nobody picks up much of anything except for Jesse. He picks up a gut shot to the queen. 7 of clubs on the turn, and once again, still no help to anybody. Zubia is in the lead, but Cole leads out. He's going to throw out $35, and Zubia is going to make the call. He's going to check him up. It looks like in the streams in the past when we've done it with Cole in seat number 6 right there, he's always had beef with seat number 1, and it looks like it's going to continue tonight with seat number 1, but seat number 1 gets there tonight. He's not going to be able to make this bluff because no matter what he bets, I think Zubia is going to call. Cole's going to take a look. He's going to say, I got 8 high. And with a smile, and he's got 8 high, and Zubia with 2 pair aces and kings with a jack kicker, he's going to pull that one in. But it's not quite what he lost a while ago. He won $60 from Cole that hand, but he is still a little bit in the hole. He's only $17 in the hole because he won the first hand of the night. My voice is kind of going out. Let me see if I can be super sweet and talk one of these people in here to get me a water. 2 waters, please. 1 cold, 1 room temperature. And now here we go. But get ready because like I've You've collected everyone else's chips at the table, and they are yours. So Moyer looks down. He makes the call with ace-10. Cole makes the call with 6-3. Mike's got the KoJack's guess his hand. If you guess it right, then we will give you 1 free cash hour. JC's got K4, King 4, and Mr. Brad. I can't see if he's got his cards in front of you. And he does not. He did make the fold, and action's going to move on around to Basil. Basil, it'll catch up with us just in a second. I'm a little faster than the action tracker back here. I turn around and look and peek at Kelly, and she's learning the equipment, having fun back here. She said I can't put her on camera because she's not dressed for the action. But just because she said that, look, she's right there. She's smiling. She's about to kill me, but she is right back there, and it is going to be exciting. So we've got 6 players pre-flop. Flop comes out, queen of clubs, jack of hearts, 8 of diamonds. And I'm trying to find somebody that's got something. Corey's got a pair of 8s. Moyer's got a gut shot to Broadway, but Corey says, I'm going to call the 11. Basil leads out with 11. I didn't even get down there because he's a long way down the list. And then there were 3. $46 headed in the pot, and we are headed to the turn. A deuce of hearts increases the odds of Corey's hand, gives him a lot of backdoor draws. He's got all the hearts in the decks to help him, another 8 or another 5. And he does, it looks like he led out or checked. I'm not sure. It looks like he checked, and then Moyer's going to lead out with a decent-sized bet. And we're at the river. I didn't even see the river card come out. That's why Moyer is betting now, because he's got the queen high straight. He didn't hit the other, but he hit the queen. And Basil's counting chips. Basil's going to check him up and call that 50 just to see if he was betting. They've played together quite a bit, and Corey says, it's time for me to let it go. Moyer's going to flip over the 10 and show the 10 high straight. And Basil's going to once again say, damn it, boy, poker's so sick. And look at that, a fresh stack of chips, $194 headed into stack of Moyer. And I like that ring. That ring takes his heart rate, takes his pulse, takes his oxygen level. He was showing me that at the table the other day. It is a pretty neat little ring, but it's got no plug-in to charge, and I wonder how you charge it up. Oh, and we got a fresh voice now that we got a drink of water thanks to the beautiful Miss Whitney. And cards are moving around. We're already on hand number 7. It is moving around. I'm going to look at the Poker Atlas. If you guys haven't downloaded Poker Atlas, you should really think of doing that as fast as you can, because all of our clubs, we're in a group with a lot of sister clubs, all the poker houses, the River League, and Celebrity Card Club over in Odessa. We are all tagged up on Poker Atlas. So if you head to Poker Atlas and you look, it is going to be we've got 2 tables of 1-2 running right now. We're about to have a 5 on the button Big O table, and we've also got a long list for 5 on the button no limit hold'ems. So we're about to have 4 cash tables running here within the next 30 minutes. So if you're sitting at home and you've got a couple dollars in your pocket, it's time to go turn that couple dollars into a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand. You've played poker out in West Texas. You know real fast you can flip that stack. But look at this. Jesse doesn't. I've never met Jesse before, but he's got the best hand in poker right there, 5-3. That is going to be the winner. And Corey sneakily 3 bets, and I think everybody folds. I wish we could see a rabbit cam on that, man. Flop was going to come 9-5-5, and the turn card was going to come a 5. So quad 5s would have won that hand. But Corey instead picks it up very smartly. Pre-flop, that 3 bet is so strong in poker, and he executes it perfectly. There was some big hands. I saw some ace jacks. But the 3 bet does allow everyone else to get away with it. Get away from it, not away with it. I guess away with it also works. But once again, if you're in the chat, who do you have in tonight's basketball game? That game should have just got ready to kick off. It is 6:54. We're sitting just about 36 minutes away from tea time, tip-off, however you want to say it. I'm not a basketball player, but I know it's one of those. It's the tip-off. But if you're ready for it, the Celtics take on the Mavs from Boston. And who's favored in that? Let's go Mavs. Look at Wendy. I'm going to have to go ahead and jump on Team Wendy right here because I am a Mavs fan. I'm anybody from the state of Texas, and I'm a sports card collector and seller, and I do have some big Luka cards, and it would be nice if he could win MVP because those cards double in sells. So here we go. I'm telling you, 5-3 is the best hand in poker. Nobody's got it, of course, this one. But 5-5 Jack. We've got 7s versus 6s versus Queen 10. And I could see this once again getting frisky in between seat number 1 and seat number 6. Corey's going to let that go, and Cole is not. He's got wired 7s. Zubia's got wired 6s. This is going to be an interesting hand. $118 already in the pot. And an ace, it's going to slow down. It'll probably go check, check here. I say that, but these players don't like to check. Oh, and they did go check, check, and on the river. So aces and 7s is going to win this hand, but can anybody bet? It went check, check on the turn, and on the river, it looks like it went check, check. Zubia flips over pocket 6s, and Cole flips over pocket 7s. So $118 more headed into that stack, and you can see his towers of red are already building up. So, Wendy, do you know, or does anybody in the chat know who is favored to win tonight's game? I'm not a bettor, but I would love to know who is favored to win the game. I'm trying to find that right now, but I cannot find that. So we do have a feeder table of 1-2 running outside. So this table will be full all stream long. If you got a chance to look at the list, or if you wanted to get your name up on the list, there was about 17 names on the list when I came in earlier. And a lot of people want to jump on this live stream. Unfortunately, we've only got just a 2-hour stream. And however, we have a full table outside. I think there's one or two seats of 1-2 players ready to get inside this stream, and I'm glad that they want to get into it. I'm glad they want to take part in what was that? Oh, the spread on the Mavericks and the Celtics game tonight. Do you, by chance, Wendy, know what the spread is? Who's favored to win? Corey, I'm flipping back to the game real quick though. Corey 3-bet last hand with those, or 2 hands ago with the wired 9s, and here is the 3-bet again with pocket kings and the Choctaw Nuts. Jack Deuce does make the call. And JC is getting a little frustrated because every time he makes a call, somebody pops it up to where he cannot play. So his 4 deuce went in the muck, and Zubia makes the call. Zubia is in it to win it. So we've got 10 deuce, Jack deuce, and king going to the flop. There's already one other deuce in the muck that I saw off of memory. Flop comes out ace, ace, 3. And it seems just about every time you've got pocket kings in your hand. Oh, thank you. Oh, he's there? He's there? I hope he gets in. It seems like every time you have pocket kings, an ace comes out on the flop and slows down the betting. However, his kings are now dwarfed by the flush of Cole. Cole has two diamonds in his hand, three on the board, and it checks on the flop, checks on the turn. He's got to feel like he's good, so he grabs a fistful. We'll just start calling that an FF. He grabs an FF of chips and throws them in the middle. Looks to be $65. So I hope we can, and that's a call by Corey. Corey's a non-believer, and he sees the flush. The only problem there is Corey can't bet his kings with the two aces on the river, and I mean two aces on the flop, and he does have to end up making that crying call. And by not betting allowed Cole to get there. However, with the flop of diamond diamond, even a bet by Corey on the flop, he actually lost what's called the minimum there. With a bet on the flop, Cole would have came along, and it would have been easy for him to call the turn because that's where he nuts his hand. So once again, if you're just joining us in, dealing staff, our wait staff, and our cashier staff, it's time to let's get it on. It's time to go. So Jesse looks down. He puts $2 in, makes the call, and old Dave is sitting right. Or no, that's Mike. Excuse me. Oh, Mike Ledbetter. He has been silent all night. He does make the call also, and Jesse raises up to $6. We're about to see him raise it up. The graphics are catching up with us. We had a little lag there. We're having a couple of internet problems, but Cole picks up another pocket pair, as does Moyer, and we've got 5 players headed to the flop. 10-9 ace, 10-9 ace, and Corey picks up the best of this. We can't see Jesse's cards just yet. And Moyer's going to let it go, and I think, well, Cole's going to fish along just a little bit more. Mike does let it go. Mr. Mike Ledbetter does let it go, and we are now 3-way heads up. That's a West Texas heads up. The turn card comes out, a king of spades, and JC likes that. I wonder if he's got ace-king. That'd be a hard bet if you have ace-king with that being a diamond and completing a couple of the straight draws. Queen-jack is now there. So let's see. And the river card is a queen of hearts, so any jack is there. And JC looks down. He's going to be small blind, so he is first to act. And he leads out. Cole, let's go. Every card on the board was higher than Cole's, so he really could not go any further. And JC picks up his first win of the night. Gracious, thanks for the tip. What you saw right there was he threw a couple dollars into the dealer, and what that's saying is hey, Mr. Robert, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for dealing me that winning hand, and keep them coming because there's more to come from where that comes from. I love that when players tell me that. Keep it coming. There's more here. We love we appreciate each and every one of our members out there, and so glad that you can be part of the KoJack's team. Mr. Brad looks down, 2 unplayable cards, King Deuce and Poker Face. Let's go of the 9-7. So here we go. Sorry about that. I had to fix a technical glitch, and we are back to action. Jack 9, 5-5, Ace Deuce, King 8. Jacks, David picks up top pair, and he's going to bet it like he's got it, $50. And that's going to push everybody else, including Cole's pocket fives, out. No more action. I guess that's how you do it. If you don't want anybody to call and you're unsure about your hand being the nuts, bet it big, and you know if you get called, you are beat. So out of everybody watching tonight, where is everybody from? We've been heavy Team Oklahoma. Are we still Oklahoma? Are we heavier Texas? We did the live stream this weekend for the main event, and we had people from as far away as Indiana watching us. We had one in Australia watching. So go David, Brianna, go David, seat 4. We've got Miss Brianna in the house rooting for seat 4. Zubia picks up ace jack in the +1. He's going to bump it up a little. And they call this in basketball, loser. Don't lose, loser. Oh, my goodness, Brianna. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. But he has got some cards. He's got the hat backwards. He is ready to crush the table, Brianna. Zubia raises it up to $10. We're going to have a hand here. Corey looks down, calls with 10-4. David calls with Queen 9. Mike calls with Jack 8. Jesse calls with Jack 7. And Mr. Brad Logan himself calls with Ace 10. And Mr. Logan's going to pick up a beautiful ace. However, his kicker is dwarfed by that of Zubia's. And I don't think Corey's going to go anywhere. He's looking for that 3 for the gut shot. That's why you play these hands, is so you can get in and get good. And it goes bet by Zubia and fold by Brad. That's one thing about Mr. Logan. He does know when he's behind. He had a big hand. He did, ace 10. But the problem is his kicker's in play at that point, and he knows it's no good. And that voice you hear behind me is the spectacular Miss Whitney. And we're running all of our dealers through the live stream. We're using this as a little bit of training tonight to let them see what it's like to deal these bigger, more fun games. And you see Mr. Roberts sitting right there. And we're going to have a glitch in about 5 minutes. We're going to miss the majority of the hand. The graphics will catch up, but it will be there. David looks down at ace deuce, and he read Brianna's mind. Don't lose, loser. 8-5 goes in the muck. I think I said ace deuce, but he looks down at 8-5, and he read Brianna's mind. Those cards go in the muck. Cole, let's go with 10-4. Mr. Ledbetter is going to pick up King Jack. That's the patent KoJack hand. Let's go. That's the KoJack hand. And makes the call. Just kidding. He 3-bets it. He gets one more of those. He 3-betted up. Poker Face Basil. Let's go. It's 6-4. Words are hard right now. And I can see Moyer making the call. Moyer originally raised it up to $6, and he says, no, I'm not going to make the call. I'm going to put the max pressure on you. I'm going to raise it to $40. 40 is the new action. We're headed to the flop. He does make the call, and somebody had 6-4. I'm pretty sure somebody had 6-4, not 100%. But ace deuce versus king jack, and Moyer's not going to let off the gas. He's grabbed, it looks like $35 just by judging by the stack. 30. Always $5 off. And Mr. Ledbetter is not intimidated by the aggression. He's got $30 in his hand. He's thinking, I've got 2 overs. He's got 6 outs. However, 2 of them are gone. So he's really drawn to the king of spades, king of hearts, jack of diamonds. Turn card comes a 9 of diamonds, and that's still scarier. Will Moyer slow down? Nope. He's grabbing a full barrel. There's $100, and he is in the lead right now with ace high. He is in the lead. And so that's a hundo. And Mr. Ledbetter, Mike lets it go, and Moyer pulls in a pot on what he thought was a bluff, but he was bluffing with the best hand. That's always fun. So once again, where's everybody at? Type in the chat. Let me know who I'm talking to. Let me know what state, what city you're from. And I always have some dad jokes about every city or anything along the lines of that. So let us know where you're at, where you're watching, tuning in from. And if you're tuning in from Midland, why aren't you here getting a piece of the action? We've got two 1-2 tables running. One of them's a feeder table into this one. And then we just I don't have my watch. I was looking to see the time. We're just about to start the 5 on the button Big O. So if you like 5 card high low, one of the risky big rewards, big risk games, head on out. We also have a 5 on the button about to start. And Moyer was originally on the list for 5 on the button, and he heard 1-2 live stream, and he is in here to do it. I don't know if you guys watched him. He won a seat. I think it was into the Millionaire Maker. I'm not sure. I think he won a seat into one of the. Oh, we got the ladies on the board today. Zubia looks down at the Queen of Hearts and Queen of Diamonds pocket ladies. Cole has ace deuce. Mike actually raised it to $10 with 3 deuce suited. But Zubia says, not in my house. He 3-bets it up to $45. Cole's going to let go of his ace deuce. Mike is not going to let it go. And I like this. We saw this just last hand with Moyer. He is not intimidated by aggression. He's got the calling chips, and he's calling with the 2 lowest cards that you can call and hold them. But those are also the 2 sneakiest cards. Flop comes out something like Jack 3 deuce. He is bombed in the lead. And Jesse looking down at Jack 6, that is the Ruben Nixon. If you've been a member of KoJack's or played with Ruben, you know his favorite hand is Jack 6. So here we are, heads up, Queens versus the 32. And that's why you play 32 in cards like that, because he flops the flush. He is 96% to win this hand. Zubia's only outs are, and Zubia bombs the pot. Zubia says, I think he said all in. No, Zubia bet 100. Mike goes all in, and Zubia makes the call. And here it is, all in call. Mike's already got the flush, and you're going to see the disgust in Zubia's face when he sees the 3-2. So it's Queens versus 3-2, and that 6 is going to put the check mark on Mike's hand. And just like that, wow, $547 is shipped over to Mr. Mike, sitting in seat number 7. So Cole's got a stack in front of him, $611. Now Mike, sitting right behind him, has $548. And sitting in on the other side of Cole, Moyer's got $444. So the 3 biggest stacks are stationed right there in the center of the table, gravitating right around Cole. This is going to be a fun one. And you see that Mr. Zubia has rebought. He's got money out in front of him. Robert's double verifying the stack. He's telling him we need the exact amount. There's 5, there's 10. And he's going to double count that, and then all those fresh chips are going to slide over into Mr. Ledbetter's seat. And the reason I keep saying Ledbetter is does anybody in the chat know Pearl Jam, the band, the grunge band from the 90s? Do you guys know that song? Well, they have a song called Yellow Ledbetter, one of my favorite songs, one of the first songs that I learned how to play on guitar when I first started playing guitar, and love that song. And and that's why I like the name Ledbetter, just because of Pearl Jam. But Mr. Mike pulls in a fresh stack. You see he's all smiles. He took off the sunshades, moved his card protector, and so he can stack up mountain of chips. Cards moving around on the table. So were you part of the, I think it was 11 people we're now sending to Vegas? If you're listening, type in the chat, winner, winner, chicken dinner. We're sending 11 people to Vegas after the May Vegas series. 4 for the Monster Stack, 3 for the main event, and 4, I think, for the Millionaire Maker, something along the lines of that. But Team KoJack's is going to be extremely well represented at the WSOP. Poker Face Superstar picks up the old Highway 80 speed limit, 55, and he's up against Cole's raise of $17 with King Jack. I thought Corey might follow him up, but Corey's kind of been card dead at this table, and Dave is also 8-4 in the muck of clubs. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Look at that. Kelly is going to play, I think, the Millionaire Maker. Somebody's guaranteed to walk away with $1 million from that tournament. Flop comes out. Ace, Queen, 4. No help for Cole. He's got the 10 for Broadway, but Poker Face is still in the lead, and he's in the lead at the river. Will Cole bet it? No. He elects, well, yep, he elects to check. And Poker Face says, I've got Highway 80, 55. And I'm going to take down this pot. It's only $39, but a win's a win. You win enough $39 pots, that's the same thing as winning a big pot. And that's imperative in the game of poker. If you can steal the little ones like that, then it adds up over time. And Superman is a winner. Poker Face Superman, that's what his name was, and I just remembered it. And check him out on Instagram. Check him out on Facebook. Check him out on TikTok. Poker Face Superman. And he puts up music videos. He puts up poker videos. He's one of our biggest advertisers here at KoJack's, and one of the nicest guys that you'll ever meet in your life. He's got a bandana to match every single shirt that he has, and he's got a hat and some case jeans. They are marked with Jack 10. And they're marked with KoJack's, and they are inked up with some creative art. If you have the chance to come out to KoJack's, you need to introduce yourself to Basil. I'm going to call him like this. I call him as is. He's a sweetheart. All of his shirts are self-designed. He spray paints them. He tags them the way that he wants to. And he's in this hand. Does he have pocket fives again? He sure enough does. He's got 55, and we've got a lot of spades in this hand. Both David's got the German Shepherd, the K9 of spades, and Jesse with 10-5 of spades is going to be in it also. It flips around. Jesse was the initial raiser. Basil called the 10. David 3-betted up. Brianna, get ready. He might be winning a hand right here. He 3-bets it to $20. JC makes the call, and Basil slaps down $10 and now we've got a pot, $61. West Texas heads up, three-way action. Flop comes out. It looks like I saw an ace of diamonds. The graphics will go here in just 1 second. Oh, this might be the hand that we actually had the glitch on the internet. So it's going to take just a second, but looks like Dave bets $30 on that flop. I see an ace. I think that's either a 9 or a 10 on the right. And we've got action. And so Basil does elect to let it go, and he shows the King 9. The board came out ace 9 7. The graphics caught up with us, and Basil was right. He was behind with his pocket fives. Great fold, Basil. So, Kelly, what are you excited about going to Vegas? Are you going to win this Millionaire Maker? If you're watching, are you going to win this? Are you going to win $1 million? Because if you do, I know there's a whole final table of people that want some of that table share. So if you didn't get to be part of our May Vegas series, if you didn't get to be part of our May Vegas series, then you missed out, because everybody at the final table gets a share of the winners up to, I think, $50,000, something along the lines of that. And I'm going to flip this around right here. Everybody gets a share of that. Welcome out. Now you can see, if you're just tuning in, who is talking on the microphone. And I'm going to flip this over here so you can see Miss Witt sitting over there typing, smiling. She was a big help today to get everything going on the KoJack's Live. We truly appreciate all of our staff. Miss Whitney is actually part of another club. She deals over in the River League in San Angelo, Texas, and she likes us so much that she comes out here just to hear me talk on the live stream and help out with this. But the beautiful egghead sitting right here. Only half the crew. The other egghead is, I think, sitting in San Angelo, and he might be watching us, but we've got to get back to this, because looking down at David's hand, Brianna, are you ready? Are you ready, Brianna? Are you still in the chat? Are you watching? Romero, are you there? If you're watching, David has picked up American Airlines Pocket Aces, and we are 4 players to the flop. Flop comes out 10 of hearts, 8 of spades, 5 of hearts. Zubia picks up a pair of 5s. Cole picks up the flush draw, and Mike is going to be out of this. But David says if you're going to chase, it's going to be expensive for you. You're going to have to pay to get there, and throws out $100. That's a huge bet. Pot's now got $302 on it. Cole makes the call. Just kidding. Cole says, I am all in. I'm going to put max pressure on you. Pot has now escalated. There's the call. All in and a call. Wow. Here we go. Flips up the cards. Aces versus King 9 of hearts. Cole is looking for running pairs or a heart. All 8 hearts are active. A 10 of diamonds does not do it. And a 9 does not do it. So Team Brianna, you just doubled up through Team Cole. Going to get a stack on it. Uh-oh, Lacey says, keep stacking mama's money, David. I love it. I love it. So there we go. That's a maximum double up right there. $694 sitting in David's stack. And Cole did what he should have right there. He said, if you're going to be chasing, I've got the second nut draw. You're going to have to chase for all of your chips. And David said, my hand's big enough. I've got the 2 biggest pocket pair cards you can have. Wired aces, American Airlines, however you want to call it. And you're going to have to draw out on me to beat it. So look at that. Keep stacking mama's money, Lacey. I'll walk out there in a minute and tell him he's stacking up mama's money. That is a beautiful stack of chips. Look at that. How does he? I always like to see how people stack their chips. Some people are 1-fist grabbers, and it looks like David's a 2-fister. Looks like he knows how to drink his beer, double fisting, and he knows how to double stack his chips up, and they are headed into Lacey's bank account. That was wonderful. Miss Kelly coming in, telling us to hold down the fort for her. She's going to go eat some dinner. And here we are, hand number 19, as you see in the chat. Some big hands have just progressed. Mr. David still stacking up Lacey's chips over there. I need to let him know not to lose mama's money and to be sure and come home with that. But I always love watching players after they win a big hand like this because they're nothing but smiles. And even over here, Cole's not even upset. He never gets upset when he loses a hand because he wins just as many as he loses. So here we go. Raise to $30 from Corey. Oh, just kidding. That was the call. We have 3-way action and 3 players going to the flop. 95 the Dolly Parton, Jack 9, and Queen 7 offsuit. Flop comes out 8, 10, 8. 2 spades. Corey does nothing but flop the open-ended straight flush draw. How great is that? I mean, you're talking about flopping something that you want. That's what you do. You flop the open-ended straight flush draw. You hope you hit it on the turn. You hope your opponent has 10-8. But in this case, they don't. Cole does call the 22 with 95, doing a little bit of fishing. Turn card does come a 10, and that's scary because now the boat, if they have it, Corey's flush is now no good if he did hold the boat, which he doesn't. So actually with Jack high on the river, Corey is going to win this hand. He doesn't know that he's ahead with Jack high. He's going to fire out a massive bet. And Cole, just like that, lets it go. You see Mr. Ricky P coming by. If you've been in KoJack's, you know who Ricky P is, what it is. Can't sound like him, but I can say it. He is coming by, taking some orders for Sasquatch. I don't know how you say that. If you know the correct way to say Sasquatch, type it in the chat in a way that I can enunciate it, and in a way that I can pronounce it, because it's got a W, it's got a Z, it's got an S, a C. I mean, it's got all kinds of letters. So if you know how to teach me how to say Sasquatch, teach me how in the chat. But that's what everybody's going to be eating up on tonight is some Sasquatch. We're going to say it the goofy way. So once again, thanks for joining out. What you are watching tonight, I saw just a ton of people. spectacular but left-handed dealer, fast-talking Miss Costa Rican is coming in and does everything backwards, left-handed. We won't hold that against her. She has trouble buying scissors, so everything is difficult for her. But coming in, tossing those cards with the left hand, and okay. Chase Storms says Szechuan. Am I saying it right, Chase? Szechuan. I feel like a retard saying that. Szechuan. And I'm probably putting a weird enunciation on the shesh. Szechuan. Okay, so we now know how to say it the correct way. Szechuan house. So if you're hungry and you want to play poker, what better reason to come out here and grab some cards at KoJack's Poker Club, grab some Szechuan house. Szechuan. It's one syllable, Szechuan. Grab some cards, grab some Szechuan, and let's have a good time together. So West Texas heads up, 5-way action, $35 makes her holler in the pot, and the flop comes out 8 of diamonds, 4 of diamonds, 5 of clubs. And Mike picks up top pair. I see a flush draw in JC's hand. Zubia, however, hammers that flop with 2 pair. I was going to say, I love to see action. I don't ever wish ill intent on anybody, but I'd love to see the turn be a 5 of diamonds. So that completes the diamond draw and completes the boat. But the 5 of diamonds is setting in Zubia's hand. And maybe I just need some Szechuan. $75, 2 pair. So Mike leads out with the top pair, 8. And pair of 8s, he leads out with $20. Action moves around to JC. He makes the call with the flush draw, and Zubia bombs the pot. $75 now. Mike says, I know my pair of 8s is no good here anymore. LFG, Corey, and Basil get it in. Get it in good, not from behind, right? No pun intended. And just like that, JC makes the call with his flush draw. He's looking to complete the diamond on the turn or something along the lines of a 2 or an ace to give him a few more outs. That other 8, now Mike is away from the table, but he's going to be kicking himself. He folded queen 8. JC's got 11 outs left in the deck, but as you see in the top right corner, the king of diamonds, the queen of diamonds, and the 3 of diamonds are out of the deck. And here we go. Zubia bets $150, and JC, not even scared, says, I'm all in. And that in itself has to represent an 8. I mean, that's scary, but oh. And the board does run out. We didn't see the last board card. It did not pick up on the board, but it was not a diamond, and 2 pair 8s and 5s pulls in the pot, and Zubia picks it up. Oh, Lord. I don't even know that I can read that comment. Oh, I can't even read that. No pun intended. We'll just we'll put a nickname for that, Szechuan. That's just Szechuan. But thanks for joining in. And Chase, I saw you earlier. I saw you, I think, on one of our TVs. I'm not sure, but could be. Big hearts. Hold up. Wait a minute. Put a little love in it. That's for you, Mr. George of the Jungle. And here we go. Hand number 21, 2-1. Mr. Logan looks down under the gun, and he's not even playing coy. He puts a little bump in there. I saw you too, man. Puts a little bump, raises it up, a little 3x bet, and action's going to move on around. Corey looks down. King Jack, the KoJack, pat in hand. That's the KoJack, baby. And he's going to make the call. Dave's going to make the call. Moyer's going to make the call. Oh, I like the way you work it. No diggity. Cole says, I'm going to 3-bet this. It is now $45. Colt 4-5. Action folds on over to Mr. Brad. I'm having trouble tracking the cards. Just kidding. In between Brad and Cole, Mr. Mike makes that call with Ace Jack. Brad makes the call with Ace King. Now I think Corey might be price pot committed. And he does make the call. Now Dave's going to have to let go of some of Mama's money, but he says, no, I'm only going to give away $6 of it. What's going on, Paulo? How you doing, baby? And Dave does let go, and now we're going to be West Texas heads up. 5-way action. Huge pot brewing here. $233 up for grabs. Flop comes out. King of Hearts, 10 of Hearts, 6 of Hearts. Brad Logan has the nut card, the Ace of Hearts. They call that the nut draw card. But problem for him is Cole flopped a set of 6s. Can you ask for action? Corey flops top pair. Moyer flops middle pair. Mike flops gut shot with the Jack of Hearts. He says, I'm all in. Brad right behind him says, I'm all in. Hey, guys, gals, we've got a huge hand in the making. Corey's got to let go of top pair. Moyer's got to let go of the Jack 10. Now Cole, I think, is going to have to call with his set of 6s. And just like that, here we go. Oh, that's a call. We've got a 3-way all in. And that is a call. Holy crap. 7 of diamonds on the turn and an ace on the river. Brad's 2 pair is going to be no good. Even Mike's 1 pair is no good. And just like that, Team Cole just got a hell of a lot stronger. Wired 6 is going to the flop, makes a set on the flop, dodges the hearts and the queen. Brad was big enough to make 2 pair. And Cole, that says plus $606. I think that is going to take Brad down to the felt, and Mike's going to have just a small stack left behind. Wow, if you're in the chat, that's the type of poker we like to see in it. Team Cole, let's go, LFG. We've got to throw, since Cole won that hand, we've got to throw a quick shout out to hold up, where's my camera view? To City Body Wrecker out in Hugo, Oklahoma, brings to you a set of 6 made by Cole on the flop, and $606. That pot was $862. Headed to City Body Wrecker in Hugo, Oklahoma. You like that little ad I tossed in there? George knows what I'm talking about there. What's going on, Paulo? You like that hand? Hey, Paulo, who do you have tonight? You got the Mavs or you got the Celtics? And George, you got the Celtics. Who do you have tonight also? I want to know this. I know, right, Leonard? Tell JC to stop folding. That would have been the hand for it, wouldn't it have? Oh, here we go. Stacking up a big pile of chips. And we've got Mike still got some chips. Mr. Ledbetter still got some chips in there and making some change. And it looks like Mr. Logan was able to reload just a few on there, or he may have had some left over. I think he had some left over. Oh, no, he reloaded. And so you see those greens going on the table. So just to give you face So one thing, a couple rules for our 1-2 table. This game is not meant to be a massive game like the 5 on the button. So if you're sitting at home and you're watching and you hear all the stories about KoJack's, where we got $10,000 pots nightly, we've got $15,000 pots weekly. That is true, but that is in the 5 on the button game. This 1-2 action, Charlie's game, going to throw up the little graphic because... person. But this 1-2 game is not made to be a massive game. The buy-in on this 1-2 is $60 to $300. Nothing massive. And it is not a match to the stack or 70%. That $300 is your maximum buy-in. You can't buy in for 70% of the biggest stack, which it gives the advantage to the biggest stack, but it also levels the playing field just a little bit. Another thing that we do not allow is in the 1-2 game, we do not allow straddles, button straddles, or live straddles out front. We just now, this is something new. If you get all in, you can actually run it twice. Something new, something fun for those that like to live on the wild side. So here we go, $64 in the pot. Another West Texas heads up, 5 players. Flop comes out, 6 of diamonds, 4 of spades, 3 of spades. And Mike's got to be liking that. Jesse has the draw. Cole's got top pair. David's cards are just way too big. Their ace queen, that's just way too big to be part of that. But I can see him possibly making this call. It's only $15. And that's a raise by Mike. So action is going to be moved around to Mike. The graphics will catch up in a second. And we're still back on David. He made the call, but he's not going to make the recall. Jesse shoves all in. And Mike's going to have to make that call. He's already committed himself. If he thinks his 6-5 is good at this point, then he's gonna. If it was good enough to raise to $55, he's gonna double check. And what she's asking is one chip for the call. And just so we can see, Charlie's game is the best game. Oh, it should be Charlie and George's game. George needs to get his butt here and talk for a little while with me. But, yeah, I called him out like that. Too bad he's got something more pressing. And here we go. A 4 on the turn. The 6-5 is still in the lead. Looking for a deuce or a 7 for the 5 to chop the pot, and a 5 on the river. 2 pair, 6s and 5s, trumps, 5s and 4s by Jesse. And so just like that, Mr. Ledbetter earned some more chips in his stack, and that's going to be pushed right over to him. And you see, it says JC is eliminated on this. That doesn't mean he's actually eliminated. He's got some money in his hand right there. He's going to buy in for another hundo, a big face Benjamin. And hopefully this one treats him a little bit better. That wall sitting right there in the middle of the table is getting mighty big. That wall is up $530. That stack is $830. So this is where the stacks start to grow. So sitting in seat number 1, Zubia, he's got $362. He is down $250. Corey sitting in seat number 2 is down $150. He will get some more chips though, no doubt about that. David sitting in seat number 4 right there with the hat turned backwards and the beautiful stack of chips in front of him. He's got $658. He's $358 up. Moyer sitting in right there in the blue shirt, seat number 5. Excuse me, has just under $400 in his stack. He is up $89. Cole is up $530, sitting in seat number 6. And seat number 7, Mr. Mike is up $79. That put him up. He's up $79. JC is now down $210. He's got a fresh stack of $100. Brad, Mr. Logan, Ace King got trumped by a set of 6s a while ago. He is down $300. He's got $310 sitting in his stack. And Poker Face Superman with the Superman in front of him has $163. He's down $135. He's looking to double up and make some winning happen. I should have got some of that Szechuan. Hold on, I got to scroll back up and look and see how George said that. Szechuan. Okay, I should have got some Szechuan Palace because I'm hungry. It is time to eat, and flop comes out. West Texas heads up, 6-way action. Flop comes out, 9 of clubs, 7 of clubs, 2 of diamonds, and we are 6-way action here, and I can't find anybody that's got anything. Oh, there's a pair of 7s and a pair of 9s. Okay, I found somebody that has something in it. Zubia picks up a pair of 7s. Aw, I said I should have ordered some Szechuan Palace. And can I turn the camera around and show them how sweet you are? No. Okay, she says no, so I can't show her in the camera, but I will show this. Hold on, we'll finish watching this hand, because it's Poker Face Superman versus Mr. Zubia. Zubia's got a pair of 7s. Superman has a pair of 9s, top pair, top kicker. And I'm about to make you guys super jealous as soon as this hand's over. Just with that check mark right there. Poker Face has the check mark. He is in the lead. Bets out $30. Now it's up to Zubia to make the call. And I don't think he can make this call, only because of Poker Face's image. Basil is a pretty ABC player. He's known to throw some bluffs out there, but in this case, he's not bluffing. So I'm about to make everybody jealous. So if you're in the chat, I want you to look at this. My lady brought me 2 cuties. She's calling me a cutie. I think there's some hidden meaning back there. She brought me 2 pieces of white bread, saying I'm a white boy, but this is what she brought me. She brought me some homemade pork chops, and I'm going to get these up here. They are still warm. They are in the teriyaki sauce, and we about to get some grub on. And old Chase says, I'm jealous. Don't be jealous, because I'm the cutie here. We're going to flip it just around real quick. I am going to mute my mic. I'm going to take 2 bites of this. I'm going to mute my mic. I'm going to let you keep. Oh, my God, save me some. If you're on your way, I will save you 1 bite. By 1 bite, I mean I have 3 pork chops, so that means 2 for me, and I'm showing you like you can see it. Are you on your way, Chase? Are you on your way? Because I have three pork chops, one, two, and three. I will save you one. It will be by the grace of me, by Szechuan, that you have that. So I am gonna mute this 1 minute. You are gonna be able to continue watch the action, but I will be right back momentarily so I can say thank you to the love of my life. I'm hurrying, Brianna. I have 2 more bites. 1 second. Okay, I'm done. Done. How was that for quickness? I ate really fast. Zubia. Flop comes out 5-5-6. 2 spades. Straight flush draw for Cole. Looking for the 4 of spades. Zubia, however, has trip 5s. Jesse's got the other 5 with the ace kicker and the nut spade. Holy cow. Wow. I got back just in time. I happened to look up and see that. So we are going to have an insane hand. Jesse, with the trip 5s and the ace kicker, raises it up to $45. Zubia says, I'm going to raise it to $145. Cole is going to call the 145, and Jesse says, I know I just got these chips, but they're all in there. Thank you, Lacey. But all of my chips are now in. It does not open the action back up because the all-in 132 call was less than the 145, so there will be a side pot. 13, 26. There'll be about $26 on the side pot. So there will still be action between Cole and Zubia, seat number 5 and seat number 1. And as I told you at the beginning of the night, there's always fireworks between 5 and 1. Always. I mean, it's back and forth every single week between those, and there's always different people sitting in seat 1. So here we go. Check. And the turn card comes out. Cole's looking for the money card, the 4 of spades, and that does not get there. The Jack of diamonds, and that... Wow. Cole says, I'm going to bet that. Oh, no, he did not. I'm curious to what he's going to do. Because they check. Cole said all in, and Zubia called. So we've got the largest pot of the night on this hand right here. $829 in the pot. 3 players, 2 of them with trip 5s, and Cole with a flush draw. Now, any spade is good for him. And the river card comes out. 9 of clubs does not help Cole's spade. On the outside pot, Zubia is going to win the remaining, it looks like 135, 140, 145, 151. $151 is going to come from Cole. That's not going to hurt him because he was up $465 or $530 before this hand. So that's going to ship over to Zubia sitting in seat 1. But trust me, those chips are not locked down between these 2 players. They are going to be going back and forth all night. So Miss Monica counts that out. He pulls that back, and then we see the ace 5 of JC's hand. JC did not fold it. Somebody said earlier, quit folding, JC. Well, look what happens when he doesn't. He wins a beautiful pot. JC now has $497 in his stack, and even though he lost his first buy-in, he is now $187 back up on the night. And as you can see, players are looking at the chips, seeing what type of chips we have. And if you've never been to KoJack's, in the cash games we have that we play with constantly, we have the $5 chips, the $25 chips, and the $100 chips. Now, when we introduced the 1-2 version, we put the $1 chips in play. Other than that, we've got 3 other cash game chips that we put out on certain nights. We have a baby blue, a $500 chip. We have a gold, or bright yellow, I guess is a better way to say that. That is the $1,000 chip. Then we have an oversized $5,000 cash game chip. And when those come out to play, it's a fun thing to watch. So here we go. Action +1 seat pocket ladies. Looking at Mike's sunglasses, and he says, I'm going to raise it up. We're going to make it 21, 26. I wasn't even close on both of them. $22 is the raise. JC's going to look down at 6-5, and I like his aggressiveness. This is usually why when I play poker, I don't have any chips at the table, because I play super aggressive like this. I like to see a lot of flops. Corey looks down, and his run of bad cards continues. Jack 3 in the muck. Dave's 10-4 goes away. And Cole says, my AC-doocy is good enough. We're going to make this call. I'm going to get those chips back. 3 players to the flop. $69 in the pot. Flop comes out. King of clubs, 9 of hearts, 8 of hearts. King, 9, 8. That gives Jesse the gut shot to the 7. Mike's queens are dwarfed. I figured he he would pause right there because of the overcard with the king. But he does. He continues with 30. He c-bets with $37. And JC says, gut shot 7. It's good enough. Let's go, baby. And Cole does fold. Turn card comes out, a deuce. That would help Cole, but not by much. He would have still been way behind. And Mike is counting out more chips. Jesse now has 4 outs and 4 outs alone. All 4 sevens in the deck. It looks like around $100. He's making it expensive. And it was just the right price to get him to fold, so we could not see. We need a rabbit cam. That's what we need. We'll call it the crybaby cam. That way they could see, go back and watch the stream and see what was coming. All right. So hand number 27, we are in some action, and we've shown you a couple times. By the start of that tournament, and that's something new. Zubia looks down, calls with the best hand in poker. If you don't know that, that is 5-3. That is the Charlie. That is my favorite hand, and I'm always rooting for that hand to win, but it's up against a mammoth mountain to beat. Pocket 4s, Jack 7 of hearts, Ace King offsuit, King Queen offsuit. It's got some obstacles to overcome to be able to win. 5 ways to the flop, $111 in the pot, and Ace King just spikes the massive lead in this hand, 81% to win the hand. And flop comes out Ace of hearts, King of clubs, 9 of clubs, and here we go. Basil leads out with a $20 bet, and Mike, he was under the gun. He checked that, and that let Cole tag along. Here's the infamous check raise, and that's such a strong move in poker. It is highly underused, and that check raise got Basil to call along. I think Cole called along also. So we have 3 players, $231 in the pot. Turn card comes out, a deuce of clubs. Cole is officially in the dark now, meaning he cannot win this hand no matter what comes. Pokerface Superman is now in the dark. The check mark is officially on Mike. And it's his option. He's grabbing chips, throwing them out in the middle of the pot, having struggles getting that one out there. But that's a big bet, and that's a bet that nobody else can call. The only person that calls that is one that has you tied or beat. And Basil electively folds there, which he had to have. Sometimes, with a shorter stack, you can call that when you think they're bluffing. But at that point, you've got to think, I've got a person behind me. One of these 2 players have to have the ace. Face, blue eyes, blue-eyed eyes. Face, blue-eyed eyes, face, blue-eyed eyes, face, blue-eyed eyes. That's right, poker face. Basil's going to enjoy this. So as you see, we've got the lefty, the southpaw, the person that cannot find a pair of left-handed scissors at any supermarket. She's going to be heading out, Miss Monica, Miss Costa Rica herself. And we've got the wonderful, sharp-dressed Mr. Noah settling in. Got that nice little fade on the back. Look at that. We could give him as much crap as we give Kevin with that Mahomes fade. This is kind of the Mahomes fade, but not entirely the Mahomes fade. He's setting in, joining us. He is back to the right side, right-handed dealer, Mr. Noah. Mike stacking up a beautiful pot. Mike now has $628 in his stack. He's up $330. He is your new chip leader at the table. Right behind him, sitting in seat number 4, David has $620. So sitting at this table, We've got 4 players out of the 9 players that are down. Zuby is down just over 300. Corey's down almost 200. Mr. Logan with that Ace King beat earlier is down 266 to Cole. And Poker Face Superman is down $154. And we got another pot. We've got another pot brewing. This is one pot after another. Queen Jack 3 bets it up to $30. Jack 9 suited of spades calls at $30. Basil's looking down at King 7 of clubs. He's going to let it go. I can see Zubia making this call. He's stuck a little bit. Usually when you're stuck, you make a little more calls, but that's also when you're the most dangerous. Three players, deuce, 3, 5, deuce, 3, 5. Caleb actually picks up the will draw on that. Caleb may have picked up the will draw, but the initial better, David, be careful up there. Yeah, be careful, Miss Lacey. I know he's stacking Mama's money, but he's got it out there with just queen high this hand. $75 out, and he was very careful with that. He's not going to show those cards. He stole it. He stole it. And we got highway robbery going on in seat number 3 at KoJack's Poker Club tonight, Lacey, and you are an accomplice to that theft right there. He's stacking up some well-stolen chips, and that's why telling a story in poker is so imperative. It's so important because he raised pre-flop. He signified that, hey, I've got ace-jack. I've got something along the lines of an ace, even ace-10. And flop came out, and he bet it, and he got it. And it is in his stack, and it is locked up Lacey's money. That's what we're talking about tonight. So moving around to hand number dirty 30. Brad's going to look down at Jack 3. He's kind of been card dead since he rebought. And Ace 6 goes in the muck. 9-4 is going to be raised. He's grabbing raisin chips. I told you, when you get stuck, you tend to get, he knows what's good for him. I hear it. I'll pass that on to him and let him know. Mama said cash out and head home. Mama needs a new pair of shoes. But when you tend to get a little stuck, you tend to play a little more aggressive and try to make things happen. So he raises it up with 9-4 to $22. However, his top card is paired in Cole's hand with wired 9s. And Cole makes that call. Basil initially called the $2 with ace 6, but it is now in the muck. He's not going to risk the 22. So flop comes out 7, queen 7. Let's see. And I told you, I said this earlier, seat 1 and 6 have it in for the live stream every time, no matter who's setting in them. And here we go, a C bet of $60. And Cole snaps that. That should be enough for Caleb to finish. Let's see how it goes here. Turn card comes a 10 of hearts. That is a tough card to make a call with because it puts a little more of a straight, but it also puts the completion of a possible flush draw. And Cole says, Zubia checks it, and Cole says, let's ship it all in. And Zubia gets rid of his bluffing cards real quick. So Cole pulls in 87 bonus dollars to his pot. So Team Cole, you are officially back in the green. Cole is up $149. And with that last little mute right there, I just finished both of the cuties, so I am 100% done. I'm sure you guys didn't want to hear me smacking, so I put a quick little mute on there, finished off those cuties. Who in the chat can eat their weight in cuties? I am notorious for it. I will bring them to work, and I'll eat a bag of those a day. So I am well fed with vitamin C, and we'll just leave it to that. I can eat a pound of cuties a day. Zubia looks down. He raised with 9-4 last hand. He's not going to... Oh, he is. Nope, he calls it 2. With 10-4 suited, Corey says, nope, we're going to raise it up. King, queen. David with Lacey's money is going to make the call with 75 suited. He knows what's good for him. He's trying to make Mama some more. Mike with ace deuce makes the call. Jesse with ace 6 makes the call. So we are, once again, 5-way action, $52 in the pot. Let's see what it brings. Queen of spades, 10 of clubs, yeah, 10 of clubs, deuce of diamonds comes out. So Zubia flops top pair, Mike flops bottom pair. I don't see anything but one diamond on the board. We're going to need some help. Not much help for anybody out there. Action checks around to Corey. Corey bombs it with $25. Mike is going to make the call. There's the call with bottom pair, top kicker. JC is going to let it go. I think Zuby is going to make this call. And he grabs one of those greenies, throws it out there. So now the pot is escalated. $127 in the pot. Sorry, I thought that said 9. So it was a 9. It was a red 9. So what happened on this initial hand is our dealer accidentally put the burn card on the board. So it is going to be a different board. So I'm sorry. 1 second, and we'll get the correct board here in a minute. So Queen of Spades. I saw it for 1 second. I apologize about that graphic. We'll get that fixed on the next go around. So do apologize about that graphic. Noah accidentally got the burn card on the graphics board, and it read that. Renee, what's going on? Fernando Castillo, what's going on, baby? So you see Zubia is going to add on $200. So just as this table does, it continuously grows and grows and grows. And we have not lost a player from it tonight, and we're just about at the end of our stream for the night. But it is growing. But don't forget, if you did miss this stream, you missed getting on the list. The new list is about to. One Palace, and here we go. Once again, we've got yet another pot brewing at KoJack's Poker Club. The dollar signs are getting in the pot. $115, $25 was the bet. We got call. Zubia 10-7 suited, David Queen 10 suited, Cole Ace Jack offsuit, Mike 6-5 suited, and JC's cards just did not read. Flop comes out King of Spades, Jack of Hearts, 7 of Clubs, King Jack 7. Cole picks up middle pair top kicker. Don't know exactly where he stands just because of JC's cards, but let's see how this plays out. David's got the open-ended to Broadway, 9 for King High Straight, Ace for Broadway. Throws out a $25 chip, just one chip. Cole throws out one chip to call, and didn't really matter what JC's cards were because they are officially in the muck. And Zuby is going to make that call with a pair of 7s and some backdoor draws to spades. And that's one of the back draws that he was, nope, it's not going to help him. Just kidding. And that completes David Lacey. Mama's going to get another new pair of shoes if he gets some calls here. He completed the King High Straight. 96% lock on this hand. The only thing that could beat him, well, it's gone. So 3%, a 7 and a queen. Sorry, a queen and a queen only is the only thing that Zubia can get to beat him. So $75 bet and $75 call, and the river card is another 9. That is not going to do it. So let's see if Zubia leads out and bluffs here. He elects not to. He says, I think you got it. And Lacey's money is going in the pot. But Phil, rest assured, it is coming right back to you. So it looks to be right around the range of 50. And Zubia cannot call that. He knows he cannot beat anything. And he's just posturing, looking, thinking, seeing if he can bluff it. But he knows he's been betting the whole time. He raised pre-flop. He bet on the flop. He bet on the turn. And he bet on the river now. So the story adds up. He's got to have what's in there. So while he's making this decision, where is everybody from? I've been asking that for a couple times. I have not seen where anybody is from tonight. I'm trying. Both George and I were trying to. We're going to do this until we get somebody from North Korea here, and we know that's not possible. But that means we're going to be doing it for a long time. So if you're in the chat, watching, enjoying, having a good time, watching the Egghead, watching these players throw around some chips, win some towers, then tell me where you're at. I'd like to hear where you guys are from. And just like that, Lacey's pair of shoes just went from a pair of Pumas to a pair of red bottoms with that pot. And David is now our new chip leader, $913. He's up $613 from Nola. That is Bourbon Street. That is Beads. That is Girls Gone Wild area. That is New Orleans for watching from West. Oh, I thought that said West Odessa. Watching from OD, joining in the house. Thanks for joining in. Chase Storms. Get your chase on. And beads and boobies. Exactly right. I've taken several cruises that left out of New Orleans. And there's a little chicken place down on those streets. I can't remember what, down in the district. There's one chicken place. And that place is very good. Big O El Paso. Leonard Lara joining us from Big O El Paso. I lived out there for about 3.5, 4 years. Loved it. Loved me some El Paso. And here we go. Once again, we got another pot starting to brew here. Raise up to $7. Ace Jack is going to bump it again. And here we go. I'm sure that was some green chips going in there. 3 bets, $75 makes you holler now. Price of poker just went up. Going to be watching. Oh, that's right. I see some vacation time in Chase's future. Going to be watching from Destin, Alaska. I'm just kidding. Florida next week. Got them sunshades on. So here we go. That raise to $75 was enough to pull in a nice little $7 from each player. And every win is a win. It depends on how you want to do it. So we got watching from Odessa. We got people from El Paso. We got people from New Orleans. Where are you guys watching? Tuning in. I want to know where you're at. And I also want to know, it's 8:04. It's 8:04, and that means that the game has kicked off. Who are you rooting for? Oh, my gosh, the Mavericks are getting murdered right now. 37-20. The Celtics are putting on the heat. Come on, Luka, what you doing, baby? Moyer looks down. Ace Jack raises it up to $8. Cole, I thought he was going to grab a fist of chips, but he calls $8. Right behind him, Mike, Queen 9 makes the call. JC makes the call. Mr. Logan says, no, I'm not going to do it. Poker Face Superman, King 7 makes the call. Zubia makes the call. Corey makes the fold. And chip leader David makes the call. So here we go. We've got 2, 4, 6, 7-way action. We call that West Texas heads up. $58 in the pot. 7 players. Flop is going to come out. Jack of clubs, 10 of diamonds, 6 of spades. Jack 6, 10. That Jack 10 is great for Mike. He's now open-ended. 1 spade for Poker Face. No help for Jesse. Zuby's got a pair of 6s. Cole's got no goods. And Moyer's got top pair, top kicker. Moyer leads out with $25. And Cole's going to let the fold go. Mike with the open-ended, cheering on Daddy. Oh, hey, if y'all don't know that, that is Mr. Moyer, and that is his beautiful bride watching, and his kids are watching also. So we are always Team Moyer. Thanks for joining in tonight. Rooting for Daddy. Daddy's in the lead right now. 9-7 looking for the gut shot to the 8. Moyer is looking for no help. He's looking for a deuce on the river. Mike is looking for a king or an 8. An 8 would be terrible news for David. That would give him the 7 through Jack. And that would also complete Mike's big straight to the queen. So he's not looking for that. But Moyer's not going to let them have that softly. Throws out $80. That's a big bet. That's Mike's got $532 in there. That's a golly. That's an eighth, a ninth, almost a ninth of his stack. Sorry, a seventh of his stack. I can count. 8 times 7 is 56. I just learned math. So Mike is going to make this call, and I think I don't think Dave can go any further at this point. Oh, shoot. He's got the clubs also. Holy cow. He's going to have to go. Mama is getting on there. Mel, Team Cole and Team Mel Spears says Team Cole and Team Longhorns. I love that. Thanks for typing in the chat. Team Cole and Team Longhorns. I love it. And there is the ace on the river. 2 pair from Moyer. Mike misses his straight. David misses his clubs and his straight. And once again, Mel is in the chat, says Team Cole and Team Longhorns. Love it, baby. If you can't tell, I'm Team Longhorn. So Moyer grabs a tower of chips. It looks to be at least 150. There's already 358. Sooner or later. That's how I read that. I'm just kidding. We're going to have some fun in the SEC this year. So Moyer throws out a huge bet, 150 plus, and that's enough. Of course, nobody made their hand. No clubs, no king, no queen, no 8. And Moyer pulls in. So Team Kristen Moyer and kids rooting for daddy. He is stacking up some chips. Moyer now has $636 in his stack. That is a $336 profit. Red Raiders, who are they? I'm just kidding. I took my little man to Oklahoma, to Texas Tech, to Lubbock, Texas last Friday for a football camp, and I'll tell you what, I saw that stadium that the additions they're making to that stadium. It's like $250 million. We all get new shoes, yes you do, but they're adding on to that stadium $252 million. And I was talking to the head coach. I can't remember his name, but we were sitting there talking while the boys were practicing, and it is going to be massive. They're going to have game rooms, chairs, and it's going to be spectacular. Of course, I'll never get to see it, but at least the athletes there will get to enjoy it. So Moyer, once again, looks down at ace-jack. This time it's a little bit stronger. It's a little more suited. Ace-jack of spades, and I love this bet selection, bet sizing. $6. He's going to get a lot of action in there. And as the cards are popping around because so many people are calling so quick. So we got 8-7 offsuit, King 3 suited in poker face, King 9 offsuit, King 2, 10-4 suited, and the flop comes out 10-6-3, 2 diamonds. Nobody is even holding a diamond. Nobody has a 6. Nobody has a Nope, there's a 10. JC's got a 10, and Poker Face Superman's got a 3. So that's not a lot of help to anybody on the board. Makes Jesse's hand a little stronger. But if you can see next to his name, his equity went to win this hand 46%. That means he can be beaten so fast. I think Moyer calls this. $15 into a pot of $77. I think he makes this call. Oh, I thought he was raising. So he does make the call. Sorry, it was 20. He does make the call. Looking for an ace or a jack, a 5. I'm telling you guys, if you don't play 5-3, look how strong 5-3 is. Greatest hand in poker. So 5 of hearts on the turn. That makes Jesse's hand just that much stronger. Not only does he have top pair, he's now got an open-ended deuce or a 7 straight draw. David's got the open-ended, looking for a 9 for a 10 high or looking for a 4 for an 8 high. And at this point, yeah, that's exactly. David bets out with, JC bets out with $25. David's going to raise it up to 100. And we've got a pot now, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We've got a pot. There is now $297 in this pot, and it's growing even more. And a king on the river, no help to David. He tried the bluff, but let's see, will he continue it? He's looking to see, he's asking, I can read his lips. Bad lip reading or not, I can read his lips. He said, how much do you have? Let's see what he does right here. I think he's thinking about making a move, Lacey. Uh-oh, get on the edge of a chair because I think we're about to see a move made here. If he's going to make a move, it's going to have to be at least 150. Oh, and he says, even more than that, I am all in. And I wish we had the lapels open because I'd love to hear that. And the thing that works for him there is he was betting on the flop with 2 diamonds. The diamond got there at the river. Ashlyn, you like that dealer? Oh, come on. But the diamond got there on the river, and he shoves all in. It looks like he got there on his flush. I mean, that's if you're sitting there at the table, it looks like the flush was made. And, yeah, that's exactly why we're going to give the big bluff hand of the night. Lacey, were you watching that? The big bluff of the night goes to David, and he shows 87. Jesse now knows that he made the wrong decision, and that's pivotal. Ooh, oh, my gosh. Lacey, $976 in his stack. It is growing by the minute. Oh, wow. That was a move and a move. Holy cow. Oh, I'm trying to read their lips to see if they're talking, but nobody's talking. After a move like that, when the player shows the cards, usually it's a little bit quiet at the table because nobody wants to rub it in. But when you got like this group of guys, they don't play together very often. I've never seen but 2 of them play together, 3 of them play together. But play at the same table. But when you get a group of guys that know each other and somebody makes a bluff like that, they give you hell. They do not let it down, and they continue it all night long heckling you. And here we go, hand number 36. Mr. Logan finally picks up a hand. He's been card dead since he had that ace-king and lost his stack. Looks down, poker face Superman with 5-3 in the muck. Shame on you, Basil. You know that's my favorite hand. But Brad picks up pocket tens. And David makes a call 87 after that big bluff. That's the same hand. It looks like he got almost the same cards back. Moyer does not make the call. Cole is going to raise her up. So Brad raises to 6. Cole 3-bets to 30, dirty. And Brad said, ain't no thing but a chicken wing. There's my green chip. We're good to go. And I picture David making this call, too. He's got too much of a stack not to fish around and play a little bit. He's got almost $1,000 sitting there in front of him. 3-way action. Flop comes out 8-9 deuce. 8-9 deuce. Brad is on top of both of them. Cole did not get much help. David flops middle pair with some backdoor straight draws, but not much help. And even with not much help, Cole says, I'm going to bet it. Colt 45. $45 goes in the pot. Brad makes the call. And I think David makes his call too. That's just 1 green chip, 4 red chips. Oh, look at this. He shows it and he folds it. He protects Lacey's money. Mama's money is protected this hand. So now we're heads up. We've got 5-4 versus pocket tens. And that spade is a semi-scare card because Cole is throwing chips out. And Brad throws his out just the same. He says, sorry, it rolls away. We got a roller. But bet of $45 and a call. And the river card is a queen of diamonds. That puts the check mark in Brad's hand. However, Cole has bet the whole way. Will he slow down? And he does slow down. It goes check, check. Brad says, I got tens. I had them since the deal. Had them the whole way along, chewing his gum. And there we go. So if y'all didn't know this about Mr. Brad was the hot dog man. And on Friday afternoons, Saturday mornings, and Sunday mornings sometimes, he would go, he would take his trailer out to the corner of Midland Drive and Neely, and he would sell what I know as the best hot dogs I have ever eaten in my life. And his wife made the homemade chili. He made the hot dogs. And he retired from that. I'm not mad at him, but I'm so mad at him. I'm mad at him that he's enjoying retirement. Not at all. But I'm glad he's getting to enjoy retirement. But, man, it has been over a year and a half since I've had the world's greatest hot dogs from Mr. Logan. And I asked him, I said, I want that recipe. And he said, I'll sell it to you, but I'm sure it was too rich for my blood. I mean, anything's too rich for my blood. But I'm a cheapskate when it comes to money. And as we move around to hand number 37, Mike looks down at Jack 9 suited. Zubia looks down at Ace Jack, raises it up to $10. Corey, card dead Corey. That sucks for him. Some nights are like that, though. He lets go of 5-4 offsuit. Cole's going to make the call with Queen 6. He is aggressive. Team Oklahoma, Team Cole. Let's get some run good in his corner. So 3 players. Flop comes out, deuce of clubs, 5 of clubs, 6 of spades. Mike liked that a lot. Cole is the only one that did flop a pair, though. Mike liked it so much, his 4 to the flush, he throws out some chips with it. He keeps it small. Fiddling and Zubia with both overcards in the back door to the nut club draw is going to make the call. So 3 players are going to the turn. Turn card comes out a 10. And that helps, once again, nobody. And Mike's going to continue his aggression. Cole checks. Mike throws out 50. Caleb lets it go. And Cole lets it go. Cole had the best hand, but he did let it go. Mike stole one there. We have another highway theft right there. And poker's all about bluffing. If you're ever at the table and you're not bluffing, you're not trying hard enough, right? You know what I'm talking about. Let's take a little peek at the update. We got a dealer change coming in. And a little peek, it is now 48 to 27. Holy cow. Celtics are almost doubling up the Mavericks, so we're gonna have some work to do. This is game 1 of the NBA Finals, and Dallas Mavericks are a little bit behind. They are in Boston, so maybe they're letting them just have this one. So joining us in the dealer spot is Mr. Roberto, and he's gonna shuffle up and deal. We're gonna take just a quick second break. So here we go. Another action hand, heads up, going to the flop. 3-bet to $50. And the call, ace queen versus queen jack. I said king jack. Ace king versus king jack. Thank you very much. And the flop just nails David in the face. Trip jacks. Yeah, Jason joining us in the booth saying, man, it is hot in here. And then he quickly realized it's just because I'm in here. Just kidding, Whit. It is definitely a sauna. If you would like to come up and commentate anytime with me, let me know. You can join me in the booth. I will put you on camera and we can talk poker. We can talk strategy. It's always a whole lot more fun when we got somebody else on the mic because y'all don't have to listen to me for 2 hours. But here we go. Card dead Corey. Zubia is going to look down. I think he's going to raise this. Nope, he's just going to call it. And Corey's going to look down, see ace queen, and he's going to say, holy crap, I've got a hand. We're going to I figured he was for sure raising it. He's playing coy like he's trying to sneak in with some moderate cards. Moyer looks down at ace 8 of hearts. He's going to raise her up. 2 chips, $10, makes a holla. Right behind him, Cole suited with the king deuce going to make the call. Mike's 10-5 goes in the muck. JC's ace 4 makes the call. Mr. Logan, let's go. And Pokerface Superman lets it go. So here we go. We're going to be 5 players to the flop. 7-4 suited, ace queen unsuited, ace 8 suited, king deuce suited, and ace 4 offsuit. So there's only one ace left in the deck. This is usually where we see it. Get me in there. Get in here, Chase. I would love to have someone like you in the booth. You never know what we could do together. I bet we could make magic. So here we go. 3-bet by Corey. He says, I'm gonna actually play my hand now. I called, got some money in there. I'm gonna raise it up to $100. Ace 4 in the muck, ace 8 suited in the muck by Moyer, 7-4 in the muck, and every win is a big win. And that might be just enough to get Corey back rolling. So we've got it is. In real time, it's 8:20 right now. In poker time, what you're watching, it's 8:05 because what you're watching is 15 minutes ago. Face red heart shape. Oh, I love this. But so you're watching what happened at 8:05 p.m. and it's 8:20 now. The game is going to stop at 8:30, which means about 8:40 in our time. It's going to stop. 8:45. That way we can have a little time to talk about what's left. But here we go. Corey's running hot. Ace Jack last hand, or Ace Queen last hand. Ace Quisha, I think. And then this hand, he's got King Jack. That is the KoJack, ladies and gentlemen. And it's suited in hearts. And right behind him, David picks up Jack 9 suited. Cole looks down at 87. Mike looks down at 54. JC, he's been super aggressive. He looks down at 4-7 suited. He lets it go. Poker face. Gonna make that call with Queen Jack. So here we go. We're gonna be 5-way action. Poker face. Corey Card Dead Corey, who's starting to heat up, and it's better to heat up around this time. 5 deuce, that's Chris Gwynn, our IT's favorite hand, and the only person that has a piece of that is Mr. Mike. Nobody else has a pair. But let's see who bets it. And Mike bets it. 20. 20's in the pot. Poker face going to fold. I think Corey might make this call. Nope. 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 That's how easy it is, Mr. Ledbetter. 5-4 offsuit. Shows the 5. Excuse me, shows the 5 and pulls in 61 fresh dollars to his hand. So we started with 9. We have not lost one yet. Out of the 9 players, 2, 3, 4 players are in, 5 players are in the negative. C. Smith sitting in seat number 2 is down $41. Mr. Zubia is down $600. He's got a little to dig out of that. Pokerface is down $187. Mr. Logan has dug out of his $300 deficit, and he is now only $135 down. And Mr. Cole is only $128 in the negative. So it is plausible and possible with the amount of chips on the table for even the big, even Mr. Zubia, if he gets in a big hand, he can dig himself out of that hole really fast. All it takes is just 2 hands, and we saw that in the last live stream that we did. That was between Chris Murray for the main event seat and I can't remember, KoJack's. KoJack's had a massive chip lead, 1.5 million chips. Chris Murray had about 430,000 chips in his stack. And 2 hands, the tournament was over. Murray was the winner. And it's crazy how fast things can shift in the poker realm. But like I was saying, all it takes is 1 hand, and it has changed. And here we go. We've got 3 players. Cole raises it up $35. 3 bets it up with 10-9 suited. Mike makes the call. I like Mike's poker style, a lot like mine. Makes the call with 4-3 offsuit. And David with ace-jack, 2 big cards unsuited, makes the call. 3 players to the flop, $108 sitting in there, ready for grabs. Flop comes out 8 of clubs, 9 of clubs, 5 of diamonds. Cole picks up top pair, moderate kicker, and he says, ship it to the house. I am all in. And the graphics does have his chip stack a little bit wrong right there. It's got 168 in his stack, but he does not have 168 in his stack. He's got, it looks like 68. And it looks like Mr. Ricky P bringing some Szechuan Palace. Szechuan Palace. How's that, Chase? I got it right. Szechuan. So action's over to David. He's got 2 overcards. What about this? This is not a terrible call if he makes this. First off, David is up $695. And 2 overcards, that's not a terrible call at that point right there. It's a little bit of a gamble, but he elected to not take that. And, oh, he did have $168. I didn't see the green right there. But I also like Cole's shove right there too, because at a lot of points in the game, you're going to have the best hand at that point. Everybody else is going to be drawn with either clubs, with a straight draw. So you do have the best of it. And pressure like that, it ends it quick. So here we are, hand number 4141. And there we go. David looks down at Jack 6. He's not going to be able to play that. Although he has the chip stack. That's the Ruben. Ruben likes to play it. He's going to elect to save some money to buy Lacey a new pair of shoes. Mama got a new pair of shoes. Mike looks down. Cole with pocket deuces just calls the deuce. Mike looks down at Basil's favorite hand and says, let's make it 22. Let's make it 2-2-22. That's exactly what Cole has in his hand. Brad, Basil, everybody else. There's a lot of hearts that I've seen go in the muck. Zubia, King, Queen 5, no. Corey, 4-3. Cole is going to make this call. He says, do you want action? I can read that. And he says, if you want to. So here we go. Jack 10 versus the lowest pair in poker you can have. Flop comes out. 8, 7, 10. Mike flops top pair. I would love to see check, because you know Cole's going to check. I would love to see a hidden check right here. Ooh, Cole did not. Wait. Okay, what you just saw right there was Mike announced $40. Cole called the $40 before Mike even counted it out. That's always scary when you're betting with a top pair. So Cole's gonna check, and Mike checks right behind it. I would love to see a big bet from Cole. Nope, it goes check, check. And Mike, he said, "What you? If you cannot read lips, you need to learn how." Mike just looked at Basil and said, "What's your favorite hand?" And Basil said, "Jack 10. Poker's so sick, dog." Basil is one that will root for you the whole way along. If you're winning, he's on your team. If you're losing, he's cheering you on. He'll heckle you a little bit, but Basil's just one of those GGTKs. That is right. I said it. GGTK. What does GGTK mean? I typed it in the chat. What does GGTK mean? We'll see if anybody's on the lingo stage that I'm on, the acronym stage that I'm on. Nothing dirty. It's a nice one. And so type in the chat, what do you think GGTK means? I'll let you know if you're right. Moyer looks down at 4-3 suited, not interested in that. Cole, Queen Deuce in the muck. Mike says, I'm going to stay active, and I'm going to raise it up. My 10-5 is good enough for $10. $15. It's better than $10. It's $15. Okay, so nobody knows what GGTK is. GGTK means good guy to know, and that is exactly what Basil is. He's a good man to know. Corey's going to make the call with 64. What they don't know is a lot of the people in this hand have, well, never mind. They have folded. So here we go. Three-way to the flop. Initial raiser with 10-5. Jesse JC with Queen 10 suited makes the call. And Corey trying to make something happen with 64, looking for that 5-3. Flop comes out Ace Jack 3. Ace Jack 3. Jesse looking for the king for Broadway. Mike looking for something, but he's going to c-bet this. Strong move in poker, but it's picked off a lot. And just like this, JC's gonna make the call, looking for backdoor hearts. I think that's gonna be the end of Corey. Corey was trying to sneak in there and flop something crazy and get going, and he didn't hit it. So it looks like it's gonna be heads up, and that's exactly what it is. So 10-5, the bluff versus Queen 10, the draw. Queen 10 is in the lead though. Turn card comes a 6. That Corey doesn't know it, but he would have had the best hand now. Mike continues out with $50. Thank you, Keisha. Mike continues out with $50. Miss Witt. And let's see if Jesse can make this call. I don't think he cannot make that call. And Mike's going to show it. Mike's going to show it. That's twice. Oh, my gosh. That is twice JC has been bluffed, and that's oh man, that is bad feeling. He got bluffed by Dave sitting in seat number 4, and now by Mike sitting in seat number 7. Whew. But you can never think Queen 10 is good in that point. You can never think Queen High is good with a board with an ace and a jack on it. So button does move around. So here we are back to action. Flop comes out 8-6-3. 8-6-3. Corey's got top pair. Moyer's got middle pair with a couple draw options, and ace-5 is in there looking for something fishy. No help with a jack of hearts on the turn. Corey's still in the lead, but he does check around. And the river card is a 3 of diamonds. That puts a check mark next to Corey's name, but you cannot feel too good about your hand with an 8 deuce. Action checks around to Corey, and he says, I don't know if that's a value bet or I don't know if he's just fishing around just to see, excuse me, kind of where he stands. He's got to think he's good because he wouldn't throw out a value bet when everything beats him. Hey, it works. Value bet, and there's a call with a lower pair. Corey's going to flip over 8 deuce, and Mr. Logan leans in and is like, what the hell just happened? A pair of 8 deuce won that hand? And Moyer says, here, you can have a little bit. And so with that right there, that moves Corey up. He's only $25 down on the night tonight, but the story has been Mr. David sitting in seat number 4. Lacey, Mama's got a brand new bag. Mama's got a brand new pair of shoes. And Mama and Daddy's got a stack in front of him. $957. Next up on the list is Mr. Mike sitting in seat number 7. He's up $326. He has $626 in his stack. Then Mr. Moyer is sitting in 3rd place with $576 in his stack. Here we go. Let me move that mic back close to my mouth so you can hear me. Oh, look at this. Cole says it went from $2 to $212, just like that. Cole says, let's get some money in the pot. And now it's actions on Zubia, all in to call. And he says, no, I'm not going to call. And money shipped towards Cole. Cole is now only down $112. It's easy to make your money back in this. And I told you at the beginning of the night, in the live stream table, we always have action between seat number 1 and seat number 6. And it has continued tonight. It's been back and forth between Cole and Caleb all night long. Those are the ones that seem to be going at it left and right. And it continues now. Caleb raised it up to $15, and Cole says, if we're playing for 15, we're playing for 200. So it's just that easy. So hand number 46, cards are out. 1-2 no limit hold'em action here at KoJack's Poker Club. And if you don't know, whatever chips you have left on the table, they are going in your pocket. So 3-way action, decent pot, $76 in the pot. Flop comes out Queen, Queen, 3, and in everybody's hand, David flops the best with King 3. Poker Face Superman's got Ace King, but he's not going to fly very far with that. Those queens are his kryptonite. And Cole looks down at Jack 7. And Basil, though, leads out. And David lets go of the only callable hand with a pair of 3s. And just like that, it's over. Basil pulls in a new pot. And action has moved around. We've got about 2 hands left in the stream. So once again, from KoJack's Poker Club, and thank y'all very much for coming out and watching us. I hope you enjoy these next 2 hands. Usually whenever I say that, it is some big action, so let's see what we got. 2 hands left in the stream tonight. Thank you to everybody coming out watching. We've got a full slate of June tournaments and cash games and fun and exciting stuff. We've sent a lot of people to the World Series of Poker. Hopefully last year, one of our members won a World Series bracelet. Congratulations, Braxton Dunaway in the Monster Stack. Won a little over $1.1 million. And hopefully one of those 11 players will come out on top, because in all those May Vegas series we had, we signed some paperwork, and the final table gets some of the winner share. So it's going to be super exciting to see somebody bink it. And if they were to win the main event, we send in 3 people to that. If somebody was to win the main event, that's $10 million there. If somebody wins the Monster Stack, that's $1.4 million. And same with the Millionaire Maker. 2 players to the flop. Flop comes out 10 of spades, 9 of clubs, 6 of hearts. Cole has 10 outs. However, 4 of them are gone. A 5 of spades on the turn. This is going to be the first to bet. It's going to be the first to get this. There's not much in the pot, $53 in the pot. And if Cole doesn't bet, he knows he can't win. So he should be. Nope, he elects not to. He says, I'll save it for next time. And Zubia picks up the check mark. And once again, between seat number 6 and seat number 1, it is action galore. So you see JC enjoy some of that Szechuan Palace. And Moyer enjoyed some of it. Miss Whitney sitting in here is enjoying some of it. It's amazing. But I didn't get to enjoy any of Szechuan Palace because I got homemade pork chops with homemade teriyaki sauce, some cuties, and some bread, and thank y'all for letting me eat that. That was my lunch today. So here we go, hand number 47. Sorry, we have this hand and one more that we will be viewing. Hand number 47 right here. We've got 3 tables running up at KoJack's right now. We've got 2 1-2 tables and a 5 on the button round of each. Just about to kick off with a 5 on the button, no limit hold'em. So if you're wanting action, if you're ready to play some cards, if you're feeling frisky, head out to KoJack's. We'd love to see you. It is going to be an exciting time. Trying to see if Poker Atlas has been down today, but trying to see if Poker Atlas is back up yet. And it is 100% back up. We've got a 5 on the button Big O table. We've got 2 1-2 tables running. We've got a list for 5 on the button round of each. So 3 cash games, about to be a 4th cash game. If you're sitting out in the Midland, Odessa area and you're ready to play, it is poker time. Here we go. 5 players in the pot, but Jesse's got the best of it. Pocket Queen sitting in his stack. Brad calls $28 with King Queen. David calls with Ace 5. Cole, Frisky Cole, is Country Cole. That's what we're going to call him. Country Cole calls with 40 deuce, and Mike with Jack 3 suited makes the call. So we're going to be 5-way action. That's not what you really like to see when you have pocket queens, but we'll see how it comes out. Flop comes out Jack deuce 9, 1 diamond, and under the gun, first to act, Jesse says, I am all in. And this is all you can eat. This is your KoJack's all you can eat moment. Chips are counted up, and Mr. Brad is looking behind him. He might be looking to make this call with a gut shot to the 10 and the king over. He does have 1 card over the queen, so he does call the $129. So now I don't think Mike can make that call. He's got a jack, and he says, I can't call. Brad called. He wants to. He doesn't want to let it go, but he does make that call. So here we are, heads up, King, Queen versus Pocket Queens. Mr. Logan is looking for a 10 or a king. A 10 being his gen card with a king high straight, or a king being his secondary gen card. Going to the turn, a 3 of clubs, no help. JC's looking great, setting at 84% to win this hand. And Jack on the river, that would have been the check mark for Mike. He knows he folded the jack. And Jesse JC, oh. Okay, so what happened there is when the cards were pushed out, the card that Robert pitched was over Basil's card reader. So that was King Jack that you saw. King Jack, and Mr. Logan pulled in the win there. So I do apologize about that graphic. We'll talk to our peeps about elevating those cards just a bit so that does not happen again. But small and big blind moves around. This will be the official KoJack's last hand of the night. Then I get to say my thank yous to you all. I am very appreciative of everybody tuning in. I'm glad you step out of the comfort zone, listen to me talk about poker for a little bit, and it's been my pleasure. It's always my pleasure to get to do this. Did you have fun?
Oh, yeah. That's fun. Learning lots of new things.
I love it. We appreciate you. And that's Miss Whitney I'm talking to. She is sitting here. Oh, hold up. We can get you mic'd in.
All right.
She said, all right. Oh, let me get this camera right here. You're going to have to scoot over just a hair, though. Come on in. Come on in and let me unmute your mic. So, Miss Whit, what do you think about this live stream?
It was great. I love doing it. It's really nice to see the players, even not playing big stakes, being able to be on the live stream, and it's just fun to see.
It's so much fun. So the computer that you were sitting on earlier, you don't get to see the cards. You just get to see the bets.
No,
Do you ever know what they have? Can you ever just see, oh, this person's got queens right here?
Sometimes I do guess.
Okay, now sometimes you do guess. How often do you guess right?
Ooh, not very often.
All right, so here we go. This is the official KoJack's last hand, and it looks like it's going to be a wadoozy. We've got pocket queens and poker face Supermans. Mike sitting in seat 7's got wired 9s. Corey's got king 10. Zubia's got ace 5 suited, and Moyer's got ace 7 suited. We're going to have over $100, $110 in the pot on the KoJack's last official hand of Charlie's game for this week. But don't forget, the list is going up in a few minutes for next week. Flop comes out. Ace, 7, Jack. Moyer bings it with 2 pair. Zubia flops top pair with no kicker. Poker face Superman's queens just get dominated. Every time you have queens, a king or an ace comes out. You just can't do anything about it. Mike can't go far with his 9s. Corey's got queen to a gut shot. However, poker face Superman is holding 2 of his outs, so it's going to be tough for him to get there. Ooh, Mr. Logan's got a nice stack of chips now. $565 setting. No, he's got more than that.
I had a graphical error.
It's all right. He's got that was $75. That is $10. I'm trying to see. He's
got about a little over 6. He's got about
Yes.
675.
Yes, that's beautiful. He's got 6. No, he's got 700.
7?
He's got 700. He's got 75 in reds up top. He's got 225 in green, so that's 300, and then 400 in red, 700 and some change. So we do have a little graphical error. We got a big hand brewing here, and poker face, look at that. That is why Basil always leaves here with money. Bet of $35. Board reads an ace. Basil lets go of pocket queens. And Corey says, I call. He wouldn't call if he knew that 2 of the queens just went in the muck. He's looking for that queen for Broadway or running spades. Mike did make that call. Oh, my goodness. And that's half of what Corey wanted right there. So there's another spade. That gives him the nut flush draw. Mike's got the 9 high flush, which would be the 4th high flush at this point. But Moyer's still got a lock on this hand. Ace 7 suited. Although he's only setting 69% to take this home. Corey's setting 26%. That should be... Corey does lead out, doesn't he? $63. I like that bet sizing. $63 into $215. I like that. Little over 1/3. Moyer does grab calling chips and does smoothly. I like Moyer's calling style. It's
very
nice to
smooth.
just set out there. And Mike says that's all I can do. And so now we're heads up. Corey's looking for a queen or a spade. 12 outs, 4 of them are gone. And I thought that was a 4 spade.
Yeah, no spade.
No spade. So now Corey's going to be forced to bluff. And if he bluffs, he's going to get called. If you flop top 2 and you thought they were good, it's still there.
He could try to represent spades, but the way he's been
or ace
betting,
jack.
it just doesn't work.
Yeah, or ace jack. So you've got $341 in the pot. It's going to take a decent sized bet. This is 100 and some change, 115-ish. 110, no, I don't know, 120. So 120, that is a good bet. So with $341 sitting in the pot, Corey bets $120. So he bets right under 1/3 of the pot. That's a big bet. And now Moyer's faced with a decision. Did he hit the spade? Does he have 3-5? Does he have ace jack? Does he have pocket 2s? Does he have pocket 4s? Pocket 4s would have been betting. Does he have pocket jacks? Man, that's a stud. You see that stud walk through there?
He's thinking. He's really trying to get a read on the action that followed before. I mean, it's hard to believe that he would hit spades or a set, and he's really trying to weigh his options.
Because when you look at the pre-flop action, Corey did raise. So if he's raising, I'm thinking he's got ace king, ace queen, ace jack, something along those lines right there. Moyer called on the flop. He checked, but he check called on the flop. On the turn is when he leads out with $65. So what Moyer's thinking right here is, how can that deuce help him? Can the deuce help him with the spades? That's what the story looks like, because it looks like he checked the flop with a flush draw, made the call, then he bet as soon as he hit there. And so I can see Moyer folding this. You see that? He looked over to get a peek at him. But Corey's, I'm going to start calling him Red, Irish. Look at that red beard, man. So one thing Moyer's doing right there is when he's looking back at his stack, he's running the whole story of every hand through his head, but he's also looking how much of his stack did he just bet. So starting this street, Corey had $355 in his stack. So he bet 1/3 of his stack, which happens to be 1/3 of the pot. But if you go back and you check the story, Corey called pre-flop, raised to 6, checked the flop, made a $35 call, and there's the call, and Corey says, good call. And he's going to, Moyer's going to show Ace-7, 2-pair, had it from
He's
the
gonna
flop.
take it.
And he takes it down. And all those chips are pushed over there. All the cards are going to be pulled in. And we're going to flip back to the booth. And I'm going to slide you over so they can see you. It's okay. So joining us live in the booth is Miss Whitney. And we both get to say bon voyage to you all.
Yep.
It's been a fun night. I'm going to give you one more look at our calendar. But once again, from all of us here at KoJack's Wonderland, we'll see you next time.